Sensation back on the hunt. That's right. Another marketplace find. I lost my selfie stick for my GoPro though, so that kind of sucks. I didn't lose it, I just misplaced it, so I lost it. So I just got to handle it like a lot of the streamers do, just a little GoPro in their hand, right? Yeah, we'll roll the window down, just throw the sumbitch out and buy a real camera next. I don't know. The GoPros are good, depending on what you're doing. I have a mount somewhere I could put you guys in my windshield, but I don't feel like dragging through all that shit right now. And we're doing the, I think this might be the first PC on the flipper fail that I'm going to put together in a quest to build a top-of-the-line gaming PC for my new iRacing rig. Oh, I could be disappointed with what we got, but for some reason, I'm not disappointed. Now we got it. I'll give you a quick peek of it. I could see the X79 in there. I'm going to see if you can spy that real quick. We got a GeForce GTX card. I'm pretty sure it's a 1070. We got mismatched memory in it. I wonder if that could be the problem or if it's just a simple BIOS setting. 120mm liquid cooler on an i7, that's not going to cut it, so we're going to go a different route with that. I think I got an air cooler. 800 watts extreme gear power supply. But let me get it inside, and she is dusty, so we're going to have to clean it. I'll get it inside, we'll tear it apart and see what we find. Alright, so here we go with the flip it or forget it. Graphics card's in the wrong spot. First thing I noticed right off the bat, should be sitting up there, right? They got the 120mm CPU cooler master mounted up in the front. And they do have the fan right, so it will pull air from the front in. But we're going to get rid of that. I'm not a fan of the 120s, especially after what just happened to me on the Alienware. So I wouldn't sell it to anyone like that. It's like the SATA cables are in there okay. There's quite a few of them. I think there might be an SSD mounted on the back. We'll check that in a minute. Memory-wise, I don't know what these modules are, guys and gals. That one didn't even look like it was clipped in right. That's a Corsair Vengeance. 1600 is the speed on it. Looks like a 16 gig, which is two 8 gig kits. So 8 and 8 and 16. These two are 16. That's 32. This thing's got some memory in it, guys. And I'm not kidding you. And DDR memory is not... It's getting harder to come by. It really is. So I don't know if I'm going to get this pop back in here right now. But we are going to test fire it just to see what it does. And that memory's not plugging in right. So and that might have been part of the problem too. We'll have to see. But I'll get that plug back in. I've got a monitor out here. I need to wipe that off, by the way. It's all dusty. I'll grab us a keyboard, a mouse. We got the monitor. Let's go ahead and... That is a... I think he said it was a 1070. It is a blower style card. So I'm going to go ahead and try to boot it just the way he's got it together. We'll take the back panel off, see what drives are back there. We'll try to boot it the way he has it. All right, I went ahead and put the tripod down on the floor. That way if we get some smoke action. You see it right here on the camera first. All right, let's fire it up for the first time here and see what it does just the way that it's sitting. Got the power switch on. Power cord is plugged in, so we have power to that. We got power to the monitor. We have a keyboard and mouse plugged into it. So without further ado, let's see if she lights up or burns up. Power button's right in the middle. We got fans and there's some RGB lightage going on. So there's power to it. Let's see if it posts now. I don't see it smoking, but maybe you guys and gals will. It shut off. Okay. So we're going to try it again. I did fix the power pins. So I don't see the keyboard and mouse lighting up. And it shut off again. All right, we'll let it go through this because sometimes it's a memory thing, right? We don't know what happened with this or whether or not he changed memory around. But but we're not getting any keyboard or mouse action, and this thing is just cycling on and off. So this could literally be a whole laundry list of issues. I'm gonna unhook it, and I'm gonna do, the first thing I'm gonna do is the simplest thing. So anytime you buy one that does this, the first thing you wanna do before we go changing everything, let's take all the memory out of it. Let's eliminate this being a memory problem right off the bat, okay? And we're gonna do that by removing all this memory. The first thing that catches my eye is the fact that we have, let me get you turned straight here, the fact that we have two different types of memory in this computer. So we don't know without looking at it if the speeds are matching or anything, and I can tell you that they're not. The speeds aren't matching, and these are even 4 gig pieces. So I'm not sure who built this or why they did this way. You don't need to have all that memory stuffed in there, first off. And we're gonna probably just run a couple of the 4 gig sticks to start here. Just something to get this thing going right. That Vengeance kit's nice, so hopefully it's good and we can utilize it, because we'll put the Vengeance kit in it if that's the case. And maybe we'll start off with that, because it's the safer bet at 1600. So let's go ahead and pop our memory into the slots here. And we're just gonna go with a couple sticks right now of the Corsair to see if it's a memory issue and we get it to do anything different, okay? So I'm just going in slots 2 on each side of the processor. Make sure that you got your memory lined up right. This is the lightest Corsair RAM that I filled. It feels like it's paper thin, honestly. So, Vengeance RAM's usually really good, right? We didn't get any smoke, so that's a good sign. And it is firing up, so, I mean, it's showing us that there could be signs of life in this board. But we need to, there's some problems with it that we're gonna need to address anyway. But we need to first see if we can figure out why it's not posting. So we got a couple of sticks of the Corsair RAM in it now. And heck, we got two different sticks of RAM, so it's not like we don't have options on trying different stuff with it, right? Because we do. Let's get our HDMI cable plugged back in here. Go ahead and hook up our keyboard and mouse in case it does post. We can do something, you know what I mean? So we'll go ahead and do that. I'll keep you guys tuned in on the computer, because you never know. Just because it didn't smoke don't mean it won't smoke. We hope it doesn't, but you see where I'm going with that. Power button time. And let's just see if we get something different here. We did. We got a cursor flashing on the screen, so I'm going to see if I can get into the BIOS. I believe this thing might post. It's just a flashing cursor. Maybe I needed to hit delete quicker, so we clearly had a memory problem there. That's, I was kind of thinking that when I seen the mismatched memory. When I mismatch memory, guys and gals, I make sure it's the same speed and about the same size so it works. Not everybody does that, okay? And this is proof of it. We're gonna reset it again so we can hit delete immediately, because I wanna try to get it into the BIOS before I pull you around there. But we got it to, I'm pretty sure we got a cursor flashing, it's gonna post, right? That's usually a good sign. So let's go ahead and hit the fire up button again. I'm gonna go ahead and spam the delete key and see if that gets us into the BIOS on this unit. And yes, it does, enter and setup. So here we go. We got an i7-3820 CPU at 3.8 gigahertz. DDR RAM frequency is going to be 1333. So that's the other thing that you need to know about memory. And I know that let's get you taller here. This tripod goes as tall as I do, but right now you're setting at floor level so you can see what we were doing, but you can see that we're posted right there. So Jay's 2 cents had a good video, and it was about memory and memory speeds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you, because I've known this and I never thought about it much. We have 2 sticks in it now, and it's showing 16 gigs. So if we put 4 in, it's going to be 32. So what he said, CPU temperature looks pretty good at idle, but it's getting off base. What he said is that the speed on the memory, to get it, you have to go into your settings, and on this it would be in the overclock settings, right? And you have to turn on the like the XMP. So on this one it's going to be the extreme memory profile, so we're going to go ahead and hit that, and we're going to enable it just like that. So we'll enable that, and we're going to hit F10 to save it, and then we're going to see if it'll post with the advertised speed on the memory. So the memory's advertised speed on this was 1600 megahertz, and we know that we were at 1333 megahertz. Okay, so the XMP profile worked on it, and we took the memory up to 1600 megahertz, just like that. So that's what he's talking about doing, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. So I wanted to go in and show you how to do that. That way all of the people that watch this channel or see this video will know. That's it's simple. It's as simple as just enabling the setting to make that memory go at its advertised frequency. And when I say advertised frequency, if I grab this, then you look at it, and I know that the speed's 1600 on it, and I'll show you how I know that. Because if you look at the model, the CMY16GX3M2A, well, if you get past the 2A, you'll see the 1600 right there. And that 1600 is the registered speed on that memory. So we have 32 gigs of that. We're going to shut it down and pop the other 2 gigs in it and see if they work. All right, so I was tearing this thing down. It's dusty. I'm just going to tear it down and clean everything up nicely. First thing in the flip. We don't have 2 SSDs, we have 3. So there's a SanDisk down there that's not hooked up, and I don't know why, but we have a Barracuda right here, and we have a PNY right there. I think the PNY was 250, the Barracuda was 120. We need to take them out. So I thought, well, they have the fan up front here, and I didn't loosen none of this, but that screw's not, yeah, it's definitely not attached. And we're missing screws here and here. You can't make this stuff up. But we need to get this one off to get the radiator off, I thought, and I don't see any screws in it. Well, let me show you guys something. Don't do this to your computer, please. See that screw? Oh, right there. You can see, hold on. Gotta hold, where's my phone? We'll get some light on this situation here. See that screw right there in an angle? And see this one right here in an angle? Oh yeah, see them down there? I'm pretty sure that's what's wedged in there holding the CPU cooler in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a screwdriver and remove that, and we'll put these fans back in here right, guys and gals. We're not gonna have it half-arsed, okay? We're gonna have it right. So let me go get the tools. I'm gonna unbolt all these solid state drives out of here too, because 250, 120, this ain't gonna cut it. We'll go with a 1 terabyte drive in it, and that'll do it up. There's another hard drive in there too, I just noticed. So if you look in there, you'll see another hard drive. There's the RGB connectors, all that. We'll make sure everything's straightened out and working right in it. But I mean, you've seen me clean them up before. I'm gonna take it out to the shop, obviously, use compressed air on it, and then we'll use my glass cleaner on everything else from there. But the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and do, since it's so dirty and I need to get all these drives out, is I'm gonna get on Amazon, order a 1 terabyte drive, and then I'm going to get that in here so we can reinstall Windows on it. And I'm gonna get this cleaned up and put back together the way that I want it to be. So the only money that we'll have in it is gonna be the hard drive, but I'll have to figure out what, as long as this memory works, And what did I say this was? 4 gig times 1. So 4 times 4, 16 gig kit. So whatever that 16 gig kit of DDR3 1866 is worth of the G skill, we'll deduct from the cost of the computer. So we'll have the cost of the computer, likely another 50 for a hard drive, so a couple $100 in it. We get 350 to 400 out of it, then it come close to doubling our money. I think we did pretty good. But we have to address the CPU cooler, and hopefully it's something I already have in stock, right? Or we don't address it and sell it like that. But I'm telling you guys and gals, I don't like 120 millimeters on an i7 processor, especially on this generation, right? So let me get to work on this thing, and I'll cut you guys back on when we have a hard drive, Windows installed, it's cleaned up, and it's working. That way you can see what we got. Here's what I'm actually going to call it. Not the flip it or forget it. The find it, fix it, flip it series. All right, we're moving quick on this thing. We're out in the shop. When was the last time you seen one of those? That is a Western Digital Velociraptor 500 gig. This hard drive's still like 80 bucks on Amazon. So we're gonna blow that one off and clean it up too. I'm gonna keep this one for one of my old computers. Since it's a 500 gig, I'm gonna put that in one of my old ones. I think it'll work real good. This thing's a mess. I got the air pressure built up, but you won't be able to hear me when that thing's running. And I don't have the tripod, I just got the selfie stick out here. So we are about to blow this thing off real good, clean it up. We'll get it in and use the glass cleaner on it to get it all wiped down, looking great again. Make sure the RBG, here goes my tongue-tied bullcrap again. RGB's good. And I do like the name, find it, fix it, flip it. Let's find it, fix it, flip it until we can build us a high-end PC. That's what this is all about. The shop is a mess, never mind that. Been doing a lot of clearing on the property and yard work, and there's my Billy Goat brush cutter to prove that. My pole saw sitting next to it, little chainsaw there, big chainsaws back there. Sensation's busy, what can I say? Let me cut this back on before we lose all our air pressure because my thing's leaking on here. And next thing you know, I'll have it back together and working. And the good news is, when I was going through the 3 solid state drives, that Seagate Barracuda, the model is a 120, it's a 1 terabyte drive. So we rocked it out on that one. We don't have to buy a hard drive. I'm gonna keep the 120 millimeters liquid cooler in it. I moved it to the back of the case now, where it's right and not sitting in the front. This one's set up to exhaust the air out of the front. I don't know. We'll see how the fans are laid out, and we'll fix it from there. But next time you see it, it's going to be cleaned up. Not all the way back together, but back together enough for us to test it and get Windows installed on it. And then after that, it's going to be complete, and I'm going to be listing that thing on Marketplace, and we're going to see just how fast we can flip our $150 Marketplace find. All right. Let's get one thing straight here. While my wife is out of town, this is my work area. Don't you tell her we're going to have a big problem. That's right. There won't be no more SimStation probably. She'll probably take care of that. Blow it off. Except for I forgot a dang fan, because I thought I was eliminating it. But I'm going to keep the Mucinex RGB thing going on. So I'm going to take this Cooler Master fan off. Put this fan on and put it back on here, so we can join the RGB, but we got to clean it. So I'm going to use some spray way and just wipe it down. I'm going to wipe the rest of these down anyway in the case. I'm going to fast forward you guys and gals though, because we're going to move some stuff around, and we're going to go ahead and finish putting our memory in it while we're at it. And I wanted to show you, that says 120 SSD, right? But look over there, she's a 1 terabyte. That's right, I messed up. So we do not need a 1 terabyte drive, because we do actually have a 1 terabyte drive. battery's almost dead on the GoPro, but we have got it back together. All we got to do is mount a hard drive, and that's it. Once the hard drive is mounted, then we can load Windows on it. And we'll see how it looks. I got a couple wires to plug in, a little cable management back there, but not much. We got the graphics card moved back up to the proper slot. Put it in that first PCI Express slot right there. We are going to go with the Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte in this thing, the SSD. And that's what's going to rock it. We've still got a little bit more housekeeping to do with the Sprayway glass cleaner to clean it up a little bit more. But looks like a different PC already. I took the CPU cooler off the AliExpress board. I'm not doing nothing with that right now, so I'm going to go ahead and use it on this and just trade it out for the 120 millimeter liquid cooler. This is cheap, but since I already had it, I'm not going to add to the cost on it. I just swapped the coolers out. So we're still going to stay at $150 in this bad girl right here. We fitted over top of that Corsair memory. You will have to take the cooler out to get the memory off of it. And that wasn't no different on the other motherboard. That's just the big CPU cooler, and that's the price that you pay for using it. But thermal pasted on. Everything looks good there. We used our TM30 Corsair thermal paste. And I'm going to flip it around because we got to mount a solid state drive in here. And they had it mounted originally on the outside, and I'm liable to go on the inside down at the bottom where it's closer to the motherboard where it's going to plug in. So we may choose to go down here with it or something and just mount it like that. But to hide the cables better, I guess outside would be better to mount it. So we'll probably just mount it on the outside. But I'll do that off the camera while I charge the camera up, and then I'll get a USB in it. We'll get it all hooked back up again and load Windows on it. And we'll do some bench tests and stuff and just see how our find it, fix it, flip it. Alright, we're going to do the closeout on this one now. Having benchmark running, frame rates look good, so we ain't got no bottlenecks there. Temperature looks good so far, but we just started the test, okay? So I'll run that through. We did our Nova bench on it. Scored better than 51% of all systems tested, so that's a nice little budget build right there. I'll tell you guys and gals, what a perfect find today. I found it today, I cleaned it. I found it, fixed it, and just about ready to take pictures, post it, and flip it. That's what it's all about. That's what this series is going to be. You're going to see me rip through these things quickly. So when I pick up the deal, I'm going to just get to work on them immediately, and we're going to get them ready to flip out the door. And we'll see what we can do. I don't know if that's a little dirt on there. You remember how dusty it was? Look at it now. It is absolutely gorgeous. The little Musatex case come out pretty good. One USB 3.0, two USB 2.0 up here. You got your power switch in the middle, hard drive LED, power LED there. RGB hooked up. right here. I don't know if there's a button on it to change it. Maybe. Yeah, that works. Look at that. So there is a button on it. Huh. That's always nice to know. We'll get it cycling some different colors here. Not too bad for a $150 marketplace find that we didn't have to put any money in. And I know that some of you guys are going to say, well, you had money in the CPU cooler that you used in it. I did, but the fact is I got the Cooler Master cooler off, which will work fine on our X99 motherboard because that's a low-powered CPU anyway. So we'll call that an even swap, and if you don't want to call that an even swap, then we'll go with what we gained out of it. And what we gained was this right here, 16 gigs, G-Skill, 1866 megahertz. We gained 120 gigabyte hard drive and a 250 gigabyte hard drive out of it, and the Velociraptor 500 gigabyte hard drive right here. This thing's nostalgic. It might be $80 on Amazon. You can buy it dirt cheap on eBay though. So it don't have a ton of value. I'm letting this run. The temperature is perfect for a blower card, around 80 degrees Celsius. That's perfect, guys and gals. That's fine. This thing will rock and roll. That's all there is to it. The case has got plenty of cooling with the fans on it, so I'm happy about that. It's really cleaned up good. It really cleaned up nicely, and it just looks really, really good. I wish you guys and gals could see it in person. It just come out so good. So, hopefully you like the series. Find it, fix it, and flip it. That's right. As soon as I close this video out, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to post it on Marketplace, and we're going to try to flip this bad boy and see how quick we can do it. We'll take the profit from that. The money from that, we'll move on to our next Marketplace find. We are 23 of 26 into this. There's your what's going on at the moment. Frame rates look real good on this. But this is an old benchmark. Mainly running it because I wanted to keep an eye on that temperature. You see it up there, 82 degrees Celsius. That is a blower style 1070. So 82 degrees Celsius is perfect. It really is, guys and gals. This was a nice find. It really was. 4391 on our Nova bench right here. 174.3 frames per second. 4391 total, 95 minimum. 324.7 maximum frames per second. There's your build right there. i7 3820 CPU, 3.8 gigahertz, GTX 1070, so it shows it all right here as far as the build goes. And I'll pull up Nova Bench so you can see the score on that. Windows 11 Pro on it. Windows 11 Pro 64-bit activated, ready to go. So this thing did updates when I was running Nova Bench, and it shut it down on me, so I have to pull it back up real quick and pull the scores up, but we'll let you see them before we close this out. Tell me what you think about the Find It, Fix It, Flip It series. So there's the scores. I mean, you've seen me do a lot better builds than this one, but for a $150 pickup today, and that's what we got in it, and we got to keep 3 hard drives, 16 gigs of memory, and that sets this up for a nice budget build. And there's the 51% of all systems tested. Clock speed on the CPU is a little low. Projected a little stutter. That's no big deal at all. Everything looks good on it. I'm happy with it. It's picture time for me. I'm going to take pictures of this bad boy, and we are going to get it listed up on Marketplace. This is PC number 1. And it's ready now. 1 terabyte hard drive and all. That's going to do it for this video. Part 1 of Find It, Fix It, and Flip It. So we're at part 1 right here. I'll get back to you after this thing's sold to tell you how much we sold it for, and we'll move on to part 2. That's right. The quicker we can do them, the faster we can get to our high-end gaming build that we're headed for. That's going to do it for this Sensation series. It's going to be find it. That's the first most important thing you can do. Fix it. That's the second most important thing you're going to do. And then none of it matters if you can't do what? Flip it. Find it, fix it, flip it. That's it. So hopefully you like these. I don't know how many of them there's going to be, but however many it takes to get us to our high-end build, because that's what we're headed for. There's your Nova bench score. 175.5 is your total FPS. 4420 is the score. 29.6 on the low. 323.3 on the high. 82 degrees on the CPU cooler. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, because there's definitely going to be more videos just like this one. In fact, part 2, 3, 4, and up to 10 maybe. I don't know. However many it takes, we're going to keep track of what we got in it. Keep track of what we sell it for, know how much profit we got in each one, and we're headed on our way to our high-end build. Thank you very much. We'll catch you on the next Sensation production.